April 2022, the day I stepped into a new life, new job, new country. I was excited. 5 months in, I got my first punch. My first ever sack letter. This was my real welcome to the international workspace. Getting sacked was new to me and painful, but then I realized that it's actually very common than people think, especially with we foreigners. Even if you're very good at your job, no one prepares you for this. I've seen this happen to some of my friends more than once. And it's mostly not about performance. Sometimes it is just politics. Some other time it is just bad timing. But if this ever happens to you, don't take it personally, but do take it seriously, because it would shake your confidence. You just realize that when you get to your new job, you're trying to be too careful not to, do something to someone that will make you lose your job again. But here is the truth. Losing your job doesn't mean you failed, but sometimes it's just time for you to pivot. Like in my case, losing my job or getting laid off was actually a blessing in disguise. An experience taught me more than any onboarding could. So here are 7 lessons I wish someone had told me before I stepped into the international workspace. Pray for a good boss. Pray for a good boss. Your boss can either break or make your experience better. So when you're getting a new job, just pray that you have a very good boss. When you have a boss who listens, advocates, and supports you, it just makes all the difference. When you have a bad boss, it makes life miserable for you. Some bosses don't just manage you, they also shape your visibility. When you win, they win. When they win, you win. Never feel inferior about being different. I have been the only black person in the room, sometimes the only woman. I've had moments when I wanted to shrink, but I learned that your difference actually is a strength and not a weakness, so use it wisely. Everybody sees me as the black girl, right? I'm the only black girl in my team. That makes a difference for me. That means everybody can remember me faster, and it also helps my visibility. So use it wisely. Read the room. This isn't the culture you are used to. You're working across culture, emotions, and different people from different places. Learn how to speak, how to listen, and how to pause before reacting. Just like in the scripture, quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Before we keep going, if this is speaking to you, hit that red button and subscribe. I've got more where this came from. Another thing I learned is that visibility is greater than hard work. Let your work speak for you, but also make sure that your work is seen by the right people. Because I've heard people saying things like, oh, my work can speak for me. That is not enough. You also need to be visible to the right people, like people that make the move, people that move mountains. You need to be visible to them, and that would really, really help you grow fast. You need to know who holds influence and make sure your work gets to them. This is not about politics, it's about being intentional. Brand yourself as the go-to problem solver. I learned this from my former PM. Like whenever there is a problem, he's the first person that everybody thinks about, because they feel like he can just solve your problem for you. The truth is, he does not have to solve the problem, but you could delegate it to someone, but at least he's the first person you can think about, like, oh, this person is going to get it sorted for me. So when you are seen in that light, it helps you a lot with visibility. Feedback is your mirror. Take it seriously even when it stings. Sometimes it is true, sometimes it is biased. So it's your job to be able to tell the difference. Grow from what is useful and let go of what is not. Lastly, know when to leave. Sometimes you see the red flags are clear, like you're scared of losing your job even when everything is terrible in the company. The job is draining, the culture is off, but we stay back because we don't want to start over. Yeah, it's understandable for foreigners. You're in a new country, you don't want to lose your job, but sometimes you need to leave. Staying too long in a place that is breaking you, that is not loyalty, that is abandonment. International workspace can be beautiful and brutal at the same time. But at the end of the day, it is just a system, a workplace, and a game. So learn the rule and play smart. One more thing before you go, if you want to know what it's really like living and working in Germany, then you really want to watch this video.